Hello, everyone. Raymond Mhor, Kilted Prepper. How's everybody doing this morning? Saturday morning. I have to admit, I was slept in a little bit. But nice day today. Went outside, had some coffee, let the dogs go to the bathroom and all that other stuff. But beautiful day. So, um, do me a favor if you are new here. Like, subscribe, share, and then ring that little bell so you get notified whenever I do go live or post a new video. So, gotta excuse me, I'm kind of slow moving this morning. Yeah, just got up about 45 minutes ago. Cynthia kind of shook me up. She says, it's 8:15, Ray. You're doing your show, right? I go, oh, yeah, crap. I didn't know. Normally, I'm up about 5:45 to maybe 6:30, somewhere around there. My body just naturally wakes up around that time and everything. And so I don't know. Maybe I just was sleeping in just because I needed to or something. I don't know. But kind of slow moving. And yeah, allergies. I'm kind of snotty this morning too. You know, TMI, too much information, right? So, but hey, Joan, how you doing? I appreciate you, Joan. You come in here every day, and I really, really appreciate it. You come into the group, the Kilted Prepper community group, and I really appreciate your posts and everything. So just know that you are appreciated. You show up. That's what it's all about. So today, what I'm going to talk to you about is stuff I have dehydrated. And for all you guys know that I love my dehydrator, so much so that I even wrote a book about it. And this, folks, if you don't have this book, Preppers, Tips, Hints, and Trips of Bizarre Recipes for Your Dehydrator, you need to get it. So get my book, if you especially get a dehydrator. Lots of cool recipes, not a lot of your normal junk or anything like that, but a lot of really cool recipes. I even teach you how to make tempeh, which is a Japanese product that is fermented, and you use your dehydrator to make it. So, but get it. So, but just wanted to show some of the stuff that I have dehydrated, and I don't know if you guys remember. Let's see here. What was it? Probably about 6 months ago, Cynthia and I did a show about survival, chicken and rice, and we used 4 Patriots and Augustine Farms. We did kind of comparison and everything. Well, we had a lot of chicken and rice left over and everything, but you know what I did? Guess what? I dehydrated it right there. Chicken and rice, creamy chicken and rice. But yeah, dehydrated, and got some oxygen absorbers in here, and just doing, But this is something because we had just way too much of it left. That what? Let's take that survival food and let's stretch it out even further. Now the great thing is this is basically pour and ready to eat. So, but chicken and rice right there, folks. You know, um, there's something else I wanted to really point out here. What is it? This one right here. And I tell you guys about this all the time. Don't let your leftovers go to waste. I mean, so many people stick their leftovers in the stinking refrigerator and just leave it there. It gets finally stuck in the back and turns into some sort of science experiment and everything. What we do, and this is, I make mystery soup, and this is, basically leftover dinner stuff. I've got some roast beef in here. I've got corn. I mean, you name it, you can probably see it. I got some tomatoes, some other veggies, and that is broccoli. No, that is Brussels sprouts right there. So Brussels sprout. I mean, I got a little bit of everything in here. Let's see. Might be able to see some. There's some meat right there and everything. But what we do is instead of sticking stuff in the refrigerator and turning it into a science experiment, we make mystery soup. And so we dehydrate it. My dehydrator literally is almost going 24/7. We're always dehydrating something. Like right now, I think I got some more zucchini chips. I got a couple racks of zucchini chips. But big thing that I'm dehydrating right now is green onions. I found green onions for what was it, 28 cents a bunch, which was a stinking good price. So I bought 20 bunches and chopped them up. And now my dehydrator is full of green onions, which I think, yeah, this is last year's. So last year's green onions. I'm still working on these here. Green onions. You can never have enough. Yeah. I actually had a couple jars of this. And so this is what I got left. You can see I got, some airspace there. But green onions. So yeah, right now we've got some green onions going and everything. But I say all that because anytime you have leftovers or something, throw it in the stinking dehydrator and start a mason jar. This I've got another mason jar upstairs and it's by the dehydrator. And anytime we have anything, extra or something, we dehydrate it, throw it in the mason jar. And now the wonderful thing is that I can now add a couple, cubes of bouillon or something to this, and boom, I've got soup in a jar. So, you know, add some spices to this or something. I have to admit, I haven't added anything to this one. I've got others on the shelf up. I'm pointing to my shelves. I have others, that I've made, and they have bouillon and spices and things like that. So basically, it's soup in a jar. But and then also, this is something else. This is a book that I've shown you guys before, but Meals in a Jar. This is a great book by Stephanie Peterson, and I thumb through it all the time. I always get some great ideas from this book. I have to say I don't follow the recipes exactly, but I get some great ideas. So get that, or get my book and get some great ideas there. That's something that I did with this book. And I even tell you in this book, this book is for inspiration. I have a lot of recipes and everything, we got lots of recipes and pictures and all that other stuff. But what I really wanted people to do is use this for inspiration because a lot of the recipes in here I created to basically cross over to do this, to do that. It isn't just one, oh, if I have a beef recipe for jerky, oh no, you can only use beef. No, I tell you, also try it with chicken or try it with fish, try it with deer meat. So I really created this book to help with inspiration, and so get that one as well. Other things that I've done just recently, we've got a plethora of cherry tomatoes, and these just came out of the dehydrator yesterday, and I just brought them down. I need to throw a label on them and everything. But cherry tomatoes, and I did another jar. In fact, I want to do another jar of cherry tomatoes with olive oil. And if you saw a little earlier, I did an olive oil and tomato infusion jar. But this is my cherry tomato jar, and these are beautiful. Don't look at that. And the great thing about cherry tomatoes is you can just pour a couple out, pop them in, throw them in the pot, chop them up, and put them in eggs. I mean, there's all kinds of things. Since they're so small and bite size already, crush them up, do whatever. I mean, super, super easy. And that was one of the reasons why we grew a lot of cherry tomatoes this year, because I wanted to dehydrate a lot. So cherry tomatoes. Let's see what else. And then yeah, also this was my hillbilly tomatoes that I dehydrated, and this is like three, maybe four of those gigantic hillbilly tomatoes that I got. I think I showed you some pictures of these and everything. And again, just use these like use them for spices and soups and stews and casseroles and everything like that. Dehydrated tomatoes add a massive punch to the food. I mean, you drop it, just like boom, hit you in the face, sort of taste and flavor. What else here? Uh, Breadcrumbs. I think you saw that I did breadcrumbs the other day. I posted it on my YouTube and everything. But yeah, breadcrumbs. And the tip is what you want to do is add a lot of Italian seasoning to this. And you got Italian seasoning breadcrumbs. And so great for veal. And I think you can maybe see some of the green in there. There's green in there. So a lot of Italian herbs and stuff that I throw in here so that you can have that. But chicken parm, veal, breaded anything. But the nice thing about the Italian herbs is that it adds flavor to the breadcrumbs and stuff. So breadcrumbs, and what we do is I make a lot of bread, and I have to admit that some of my bread doesn't get all eaten up in time. So we make breadcrumbs out of it. And a lot of my bread, I'm always doing experimenting with my bread. And I've got loaf pans. I'm going to start making some zucchini bread here because we got zucchini coming out the ears. And so, but I'm always making, I'm always perfecting my art of making bread, because bread making is alchemy. It's an art, and it's not something you just throw together and everything. If you don't, put the perfect right amount of spices or perfect amount of sugar and flour and all that other junk, it never turns out. So baking is alchemy, and making bread is an art form. It truly is. So, but breadcrumbs, never throw your bread heels away. In fact, I've seen some tips: keep your bread heels. If you don't like your bread heels or something like that, throw them together in the freezer until you get enough and make some breadcrumbs from them. So what else do I got over here? Oh, here's something: oregano. And you can see I've definitely been, dipping into this one. And what I do is I save my little spice bottles so that whenever I do, I'll make a. So this is my big batch of oregano, from last year. And what I do is I save my little spice bottles, don't throw them away. And so the one that has oregano on it, I, save that. And then when I get empty, I come get some more oregano, crush it up and everything like that, and add it to that bottle so that I've got some fresh oregano. It's interesting. I've done that with rosemary and everything as well. We have rosemary, I have sage, oregano, lavender. I've got mint. Gosh, what else? I got some basil. So I lean towards the Italian herbs naturally. But what I have noticed is that, oh gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Not enough coffee today. But anyways, I make it and store it, and then I constantly dip into it to fill my small bottles. So save your small bottles, especially if you have the herbs, they got the label on them and everything like that. Save it so that you can refill it instead of going out. Oh, that's what I was talking. Rosemary. It's amazing. I had some rosemary from the store-bought rosemary versus my dehydrated rosemary, and I only had a little bit of rosemary left. And I keep my rosemary actually in a little mason jar. And I had a bottle of rosemary from the store, and I was like, and it was only like a little bit. So, well, what the heck? Let's just dump it back into my dehydrated rosemary, and you could definitely tell the difference. The store bought was not as colorful, not as flavorful, and it just wasn't there. Where my homegrown just has so much more punch, so much more flavor and aroma and smell and everything. So, do your own herbs, folks. I mean, oh my goodness, your home herbs will be so much better. And let's see. And then something else here. I got an oxygen absorber in here, but I've got this lit, and you can hear it. But oh man, that smells so good. And it's from last year. These are last year's. See, 822 or what, 1122. But we're getting to the point too where I need to start doing all my herbs. I need to start cutting back my sage. I've got a number of basil plants I need to harvest. More oregano and everything. So, but but yeah, that's what we're doing here at the Mhor home. And Joe says, yes, I also save my spice bottles for refilling. Good idea. I mean, it's amazing to me what people, throw away and like, I mean, repurpose stuff, man. Repurpose it, make it happen. So, but just wanted to come in here, show you what I do for dehydrating, because this is kind of dehydrating season right now, because we're all dehydrating our harvest and things. But I've got a boatload of green onions going on upstairs. I've been doing tomatoes. I'm going to be chopping up some cherry tomatoes again, because we got a plethora of cherry tomatoes that need to be dehydrated and everything, and created another jar. And again, this jar is so beautiful. Look at that. That is so beautiful. But I want to do an oil jar, so some oil. So, and reason is that once these really get infused, the oil kind of get infuses the cherry tomatoes. You can pluck a couple of these out, chop them up. They're kind of like leathery soft, and use them. There's so much that you can do. Basically, sun-dried tomatoes. But these cherry tomatoes have got so much flavor in them. For a little tomato, they got boatloads of flavor. And when you dehydrate them, it just makes that flavor explode. So that's everything, folks. So cool dehydrated stuff. But that's everything I can think of. Make sure that you buy me a cup of coffee. I am working hard at saving up so that I can afford the next level of StreamYard. And so help me do this by buying me a cup of coffee. Right now I'm paying something like 13 bucks a month for this StreamYard, which is kind of the basic level. But I would really like to jump it up to the next level, which is going to be $20 or $23 a month and everything. So buy me a cup of coffee or join my membership. I just added 3 or 4 videos to my members only area, and I'm constantly adding more. So, and again, the focus is mental preparedness, income, alternate income and things. And then I'll be adding more to those. But I want to really give you guys some good value and help you guys get going and everything. But in helping you, what you do is helping me too. And I want to, like I said, I want to start subscribing to the higher level of StreamYard, but that's 20 bucks a month. So buy me a cup of coffee, join my members and all that other stuff. And while you're at it, make sure that you come over to Facebook and join our wonderful community. It's growing like crazy. And I've only had it open now for like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. And we've already got like 60 plus people in there and getting some great conversations, seeing some great comments and great posts and things like that. So it's called the Kilted Prepper Community on Facebook. It's marked private, but you have to look it up, or there's a link down below in the description. So make sure you join that and everything too. So that's everything, folks. I just thank you so much for tuning in this wonderful Saturday morning. So get out there, have fun, do some dehydrating. Raymond Mhor, Kilted Prepper. You're watching Coffee with Ray. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless. And kilt on.